Hello, dear friends. The battlefield isn't Iraq or Ukraine. It's your TV screen and your social media feeds. Not everything you see on television is real. The media will never say it was all a movie. Opinion piece, red pill, plot twist, slow drip, bad actors, scripted show, clone politics, controlled film, massive change. The show is over. It was all a decoy. Camera mistakes. Prepared operation. The movie is ending. It had to be this way. Puppeteers rejection. Final battle for humankind. Global psychological warfare. The red curtain has been torn. Let's start. The red pill refers to the act of discovering or accepting a hidden, uncomfortable, or previously held truth. It means waking up and accepting a harsh or disturbing truth instead of continuing to live in a comfortable illusion. It is a conscious decision to see and accept the truth, however harsh or uncomfortable it may be, rather than remain in a deceptive illusion. The world may be the victim of a mind war, not a real political process. According to media grid, politics, the media, and contemporary events are all part of a script designed by an elite to shape perception and keep humankind under mind control. Greed concludes that the battle is not for territories, but for people's minds and hearts, and she calls for awakening, for ceasing to be a spectator, and for actively participating in the liberation of humanity. Well script. Media Grid says the well-scripted program is collapsing. It was never politics. It was a war for your mind. You have been watching a scripted movie, while the real war for your mind is being waged behind the scenes. Nothing is what it seems. From fake politicians to Hollywood-style inaugurations, the world's elite script is collapsing, and the truth they fear most is coming to light. This isn't politics. It's a war for the future of humankind. You are not a spectator. You are a target. For decades, we have been told we live in a democracy, that what we see on television is real politics and real government, but it isn't. Every major event, every historical moment is pre-written and executed like a blockbuster movie, designed to keep you asleep. Those of us who were awake saw the cracks and in the illusions early on. We weren't crazy. We were ahead of our time. Masterpiece. The operation is designed as a masterpiece of deception. Initially, this wasn't meant for everyone to see. Its purpose was to deceive the masses while a handful of awake people could detect the patterns. Contradictions in speeches, impossible coincidences, staged photo ops that seemed out of place. This political reality has always been a movie, a careful scripted mind operation to control your thoughts and emotions. You were programmed like a computer. For decades, Mockingbird operation controlled the mainstream media. Your entire worldview was scripted, repeated thousands of times until you believed it was the truth. You were told what to think, what to fear, what to love, and what to hate. Your whole life was on TV show you didn't even know you were in. Camera mistakes. The day the mask came off, on January 20th, 2021, millions watched Joe Biden's inauguration live. The sun shone brightly on camera, but the official weather report showed cloudy skies, and people who were 51.80 meters tall cast 10 foot 3 meters. Shadows at midway. It was a studio production broadcast as history. A Secret Service agent admitted that the inauguration wasn't filmed in D.C., but at Castle Rock Studios in Culver City, California, a Hollywood set built to replicate the White House. Glitches in the matrix and camera mistakes. The girls in pink disappeared between camera angles. Biden's hand passed through the microphones during the press conferences like a ghost. A funeral salute with cannons at his supposed inauguration instead of the traditional presidential salute. The production was sloppy because they never thought it would be noticed. It was a scripted show. The battlefield isn't Iraq or Ukraine. It's your TV screen and your social media feeds. Don't mistake theater for harmless entertainment, because the stakes are high. We are fighting, not with bombs or guns, but with information, perception and mind control. The puppets you see are distractions, while the real battle for control of humanity is being fought behind the curtain. Controlled filming. How do you remove the unworthy embedded in every branch of power without triggering a civil war? You create a controlled film, a step-by-step awakening process to guide people from blind faith in the system to an understanding of the truth. This film is the only thing standing between order and chaos. You can't tell people the truth. You have to show it to them. The whole truth would have shattered reality overnight. Billions of people would have suffered nervous breakdowns upon realizing they were living a lie. Instead, the awakening had to be staged slowly enough for the masses to digest, yet clearly enough to force action. The clue is hidden in plain sight. Trump repeated this phrase ad nauseam. They look like they came from Casting Central. That wasn't a joke. Casting Central is a Hollywood agency that provides supporting actors. What if many politicians, bandits, and new victims were just paid actors, playing roles in this global script? Biden's body doubles had different faces and different demeanor. Sometimes their earlobes were attached, and sometimes they weren't. One Biden whispered like a child, and another one walked stiffly like a robot. Purification. According to Michael Prothman, the bad actors who refused to follow the script and didn't cooperate with the silent operation were expelled from the show for betraying humanity. Countless celebrities, politicians, and even media presenters were replaced, cloned or masked. Not everything you see on television is real. We have seen version 2.0 everywhere. The truth is only coming out now because the public is ready to see it. The media will never say it was all a movie. There will never be a headline admitting this was a staged operation. You won't find it on CNN, Fox or the BBC. You will have to feel it, see the patterns, and connect the dots yourself. When you do, your whole world changes forever. It was all a decoy, a show designed to keep the world focused on clownish politics, while the real operation unfolded in the background. It's about saving the planet without causing global destruction. Slow drip. It had to be this way. The truth revealed too quickly would have shattered entire nations. Families would have been torn apart, and riots would have reduced cities to ashes. The slow drip and the cinematic script were the only way to bring people from blindness to awakening, without annihilation. They fed you the narrative drop by drop. They gave you just enough information over time to make you begin to doubt the system. Every staged event, every contradiction, and every flaw was part of the plan to make you question reality. Only then can humanity rise up and reject the puppeteers. This is a war for the mind and the heart, not for territory. This fight isn't fought with tanks. It's fought with scripts, actors, propaganda, and deception. It's the greatest psychological war in the history of mankind, and you are in the middle of it. This isn't entertainment. It's the final battle for humanity. Stop being a spectator. Stop laughing at so-called conspiracy theories. This isn't a Netflix movie. This is the real operation to free the world from the centuries-old conspiracy. Think, question, feel, and act. The movie is ending, and in the final scene, you choose which side of history you will be on. The show is over. The curtains burn, the masks fall, and the fake script crumbles under its own contradictions. For decades, you have been treated like an extra in their movie. Fed illusions, mind-controlled, story written in which you were never meant to win. But this is where the plot twist comes. This is where the audience wakes up and storms the stage. This is where people realize that the supposed leaders were nothing more than actors in a global psychological operation, designed to control humanity. The red curtain has been torn. The truth isn't coming. It's already here, screaming in your face, and no script can stop it. History will not remember the phony presidents, the orchestrated wars, or the propaganda networks. It will remember the day the people rose up, removed the blindfold, and reclaimed their own history. The movie is over, and the real fight begins. Middle East. Iran says it will not close the Strait of Hormuz. Iran orders shoot to kill anyone who protests. Iran attacked the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln. Trump demands unconditional surrender from Iran. Trump wants to participate in the appointment of the new Iranian leader as he did in Venezuela. The US is arming the Kurds to provoke an uprising against Iran. Israel says its aircraft have attacked Khamenei's underground bunker in Tehran. Israel bombed more than 400 targets on Iranian soil this Friday. Israel acknowledges that Iran is scientifically superior. Russia is aiding Iran in the war by providing intelligence on military targets. Countries are rushing to repatriate their citizens as the conflict worsens. First operation by the Red Hats against Iranian cells attempting to carry out attacks in the US. The second phase of operations against Iran is expected to last between 12 and 14 days. Economy. Bitcoin surpasses $73,000. The current market feels like the Wild West. The conflict in the Middle East sends gold prices soaring and roils markets. The IMF warns of a period of instability due to the conflict. The price of gold and silver plummets due to the strength of the dollar. Oil prices accelerate their rally to $89. The Dow Jones falls more than 600 points due to the increase in oil prices. The US has already spent $3.7 billion on its war against Iran. War is destroying the economy while the energy infrastructure is collapsing, according to Mike Adams. Russia emerges strengthened from the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. Russia says it will redirect some of the liquefied natural gas destined for Europe to other markets. The UN warns of the economic and environmental repercussions of the war. Gasoline reaches its highest price in the US. The end of the Ayatollah's dictatorship marks the beginning of the Iraqi dinar's revaluation. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.